you're going to do a tag video, might as well do it at Chipotle. A little lettuce, please.
Lettuce, right?
Right. No, that's good.
What are you filming for?
Art. This is my daughter, Leah Milan. She's going to be interviewing me for this small YouTubers challenge, or tag rather, not a challenge, just a tag.
I'm eating a burrito.
When she's done eating the burrito, then she's going to be interviewing me for the small YouTubers tag. I am also eating a burrito. After I finish eating the burrito, then I will be answering the questions. It's a big burrito. So that was the original concept. Go to Chipotle, have a little lunch, talk about some small YouTubers. What it's like to be one and the ones I like and those kind of things. Unfortunately, it turned out to be not quite so simple. First, downtown Redlands Chipotle turns out to be a kind of noisy location. Second, apparently 15-year-olds have a hard time being on camera and taking this with all the seriousness and weightiness that this monumental issue deserves. Okay, it's filming.
Okay. Wow! So just Steve. What goes next?
It's not as easy to do as they look, are they?
We should probably do that again. You should have Mickey do this.
So eventually, that's what we did. We came home to a quieter location and we let Mickey, who has a little more experience on camera, ask the questions. So here it is, my small YouTubers tag.
What inspired you to make YouTube videos?
The short answer, John and Hank Vlogbrothers videos. But the more complicated reason why, what was there about the Vlogbrothers videos that made me want to become a part of it? I think it was their optimism, their enthusiasm, and their ability and willingness to look at a whole range of different topics. They weren't limited to just one thing. They were interested in everything that the world has to offer, and that's interesting to me too. So, John and Hank, thanks for the inspiration.
How long have you been on YouTube?
My first YouTube video went up just after VidCon 2013, so coming up on 2 years, right after VidCon 2015, which we can't wait for.
Have you ever had any other channels?
I briefly flirted with the idea of having another channel and did actually start one and put up like 1 or 2 videos with the notion that those would be geared more towards my schoolwork and my job of especially geared around reading and getting students to become more enthusiastic readers. But in the long run I decided no, I would just make those a part of my own video channel, my regular channel, and if they want to look at other things, that's fine, because it's all part of who I am, and that's usually who I try to teach my students as, just as one person. You have to take the whole package, for better or worse.
What does your username mean?
My username, there are 2 names that people generally recognize me on YouTube and the internet in general. There's first my usual handle of Steve Clark 414, and that ties in with what I frequently call myself the world's 414th oldest nerd fighter. To be honest, of course, some people probably have wondered about this. No, there was never an official count, but when Hank did his survey a couple years ago, I discovered that, yeah, there's a really small sliver of nerd fighters that are above 50, shall we say. There's actually a pretty small sliver of nerd fighters who are above 40. But I didn't want to lay claim to being the oldest. I know people older than I who certainly have been long engaged in fighting World Suck and promoting Awesome. So I didn't want to make claims to being the oldest, because I just don't think I am, because I think there are a lot of people who are past 40 and 50 and even 60, 70, 80, who knows. I don't know where the upper limit is, but there are a lot of people who have been around for a while, who've been fighting World Suck for a long time, and they all deserve to be lay claim to the title of Nerd Fighter. So when I was just looking for a username, I couldn't go with just Steve Clark because it's not available. And also, if you do a Google search or any kind of search on the web for just Steve Clark, you would discover that there was a heavy metal guitarist from a big hair band back in the 80s who died of a drug overdose, and he's still quite popular, and so that's who you run into. So Steve Clark 414 was a suggestion from Google That's where the 414 came from, and I took it because when I was younger, I used to race motorcycles a long time ago, and my number then was, if it was a small race, it would be 14, but if it was a bigger race, it frequently was 414. And so when Google suggested that, it's like, wow, they must know something. It's meant to be. And so I just went with that 414, and that's how I decided, yeah, it must be about the 414th oldest nerd fighter. That's where that name came from. Just Steve's channel, the name of this YouTube channel. When I teach at work, I used to be Mr. Clark, and then I got tired of being Mr. Clark, and I wanted to be just Steve, because that's who I am. I'm not really Mr. Clark. That was, you know, as they say, that was my dad. I'm just Steve. And it was only when Wheezy Waiter, I got a chance to meet him after the Perfect Strangers Tour concert when Driftless Pony Club was playing just after VidCon last year, and he did a end screenshot for me when he treated it not as if it was just Steve with no presumption or claim to fame or anything like that. I thought of it originally as humble. He took the in another direction and talked about how this is just Steve's channel, not for anybody else, just Steve, which is not what I intended, but it was kind of funny because that's who Wheezy is, and I'm still grateful to him for doing that.
Where do you see yourself and your YouTube channel in 5 years?
Where do I see myself in 5 years? You know, I'll be 62 in 5 years, and hopefully still making videos, and you know, by that time I should have, you know, 1 million subscribers or 2. I'll probably be turning down collab requests from PewDiePie. No, probably not. If my YouTube channel is still going in 5 years, I'll be happy. If I still have at least 200 subscribers, I'll be happy. If I can keep 200 subscribers and we can make that an engaged community. I'd like to grow a little bit because you like to just feel that if you're doing a good job that you will grow. But I'm pretty happy with the 200 plus viewers I have. That feels like something. It does feel like we have somewhat of a community. I know we're part of the Michael Ronda community, which is part of the Nerd Fighter community to an extent, but I take things a day at a time, and I still expect probably to be teaching, still to be in Southern California, and hopefully enjoying life and YouTube just as much as we do today. Kind of worried about YouTube still being around in 5 years, or whether it will still be in a shape that's recognizable, but I hope to still be here, and I hope some of you will be too.
What message are you trying to get across with your YouTube videos?
I don't know that there's any one message. No, I definitely know that there's not any one message regularly part of my videos, and that's intentional. There seem to be 2 different ways to go with recording YouTube channels. One is to make them focused and specific and oriented around a narrow range of topics, and that's probably the more professional way to do it. But I'm not professional. I don't intend to become professional with my YouTube videoing, and so I like to stay open to being able to talk about anything I want. No, there's not a specific message that's consistent through my videos, and if I had to pick anything from that I hope people take from the whole content of watching just Steve's channel, it's sort of my message in a bottle that we like to throw out and say, hey world, I am still here, still fascinated with life and trying to discover what there is, all the wonderful things that are in it, all the wonderful people. I frequently say, to me, for me, if there's a meaning to life, it has to do with trying to discover, strengthen, and enhance the connections between all things, between people and other people, between people and our past and our future, between people and the planet and the way the planet is connected to everything. So yeah, discovering connections and finding those fascinating. That's what I hope people come away with, excited about from my channel, the same way that I'm excited about that. Discovering connections and finding what new things there are, new ways we have of communicating, connecting with one another, which I think YouTube is just magical at. Finally, last but not least, the most important question probably in the whole small YouTubers tag. Who are my favorite YouTubers? Somehow we forgot to have Mickey record this, but I will go through a baker's dozen of my favorite people. They are what I like to think of as really the core, the roots, the base, the foundation of what makes YouTube the special, magical place that it is, and that is people in their living rooms, in their bedrooms, out on the streets, trying to make connections with other people, looking for people who share their interests, share their values, share their way of looking at life. Real, genuine, likable, nice people, mostly nerd fighters. And so that's who I really enjoy watching almost as much as I like Hank and John and Wheezy Wader and all the AV Byte slick produced videos and people out there. So these are some of my favorite small YouTubers. Start off Abby Wells, who actually did the first tag video that I was responding to here. And I've worked with her sort of before. She did help me out with one of our reading vlogs. Anna at ANKAFURB, who I enjoy watching. She's from Norway, so you usually have to use subtitles to watch her videos unless you happen to speak Norwegian. She's a budding artist and does great things with her art sometimes on her channel. You can enjoy that. Ben from ArrowsFly21. There's a freaky story about how Ben and I met at VidCon last year. They kind of blew my mind, but he's a good guy and going to school, finishing up his degree, working in some exciting fields. He makes mountain bike trails is one thing he does. So he's an interesting young guy and I like his channels. Kevin, one of the first good friends I had on YouTube. I has not seen him in a while, so he may have gotten busy. He was hoping to get back to school himself, and I hope he's been lucky with that. I wish I could see him again, you know, putting up some videos. If you're still out there, Kevin, at AZRAEL Angel, love to hear from you. Beautiful videos from a young student at Princeton who's right now doing some cool stuff from Germany where she's taking a class there. Catherine Liu, you want to check out her channel. Some of her travel videos. She gets on a plane and does Michael Aranda justice. Looks just like him and is a big fan of his, and I enjoy her channel a lot. Both thoughtful videos and beautiful scenery in some of her travel videos. Thoughts from places kind of things. Check out Catherine Liu. Great videos there. Chuck G, he's like my second or third subscriber ever, and I still watch his videos. He's comes and goes. He's going through some changes in his life that probably make it very difficult to video, but I really like that guy and always enjoy his videos. One of my students, ESME NICOLE ALVAREZ. Check out her channel if you like makeup videos. Not my favorite format, but she's trying to make a start of it and she's doing a really good job. I think I have this name right. I think it's Liz. I could be wrong, but High-Waisted Pantaloons is the channel name. One thing I love about her is she is also not from the 18 to 24 bracket. She's a little closer to my age, not as old as me, but she comes with a more mature mom attitude, but still just as much fun, just as interested in new things the same way I feel, and I really like watching her channel and her take as she tries to explore, and she rocks a Batman t-shirt. Jackie PERKOVIC does some really nice work. Look at her channel. MAIA over at either her own channel at LOTR, as in Lord of the Rings baby, or she was part of a collab channel that I really enjoy called WEARESTELMOSFIRE. Check their channel out. And a guy, I apologize if I've known it before, but I've lost his name, but I know his name is Stalefish, and most of his videos involve just his dash cam, but they are worth checking out if you want to enjoy looking at really bad drivers in the New England area. We have plenty in California, and if he ever wants to come out here, he could expand his channel, but they're very fun to watch. Young YouTuber from Ireland named Una Parkinson, and I need to get more viewers for her because she's just starting out. She doesn't have a lot of equipment. She just works on her phone, and she just got a new phone, but really charming. Look at the area she's grown up in. Beautiful countryside. It will make you want to go to Ireland. Lately, every Wednesday, she's been uploading some music of her playing the Irish flute, and that's really nice. Check out Una Parkinson. And last, Zach Rodriguez, because I did these in alphabetical order. Zach Rodriguez, who you might have seen in a video I interviewed him at school, and he just graduated from high school, and he loves online video and does his own channel, and that's some interesting stuff there. So there's 13 YouTubers that I like from the small YouTuber market that I think is really an important part of YouTube. Good people looking to make connections with people. So if you have not made a channel yourself, look at them and say, you know what? This is really cool. I want to be a part of it on the production value and make the connections. That's how I got started, and that's how most of them seem to be working, and it is a special place. So I hope you like that. Think about doing it if you haven't already. If you have, keep it up. All of you out there, don't forget to be awesome, and I will hopefully talk to you sooner than I did this time, and see you soon, hopefully.